I knew very little about Chubut province in Argentina. I didn't know that Patagonia extended all the way down there. And when I finally arrived, I was spellbound by huge desert landscape and mountains all around. As with a lot of adventures, a little bit of fate, a little bit of luck always intervenes. I ended up in this beautiful area of Argentina because of a language exchange meeting about 3 or 4 years back in Buenos Aires. That's how Ivan, Leo, and I ended up in Patagonia, and I made a new friend, Lucho, one of Ivan's childhood friends. It's amazing how biking, adventure, traveling, being curious about the world brings together people from all over the world from different backgrounds. Our main destination on this trip was Esquel, a little town close to the Chilean border in Patagonia. I knew this was going to be an adventure when I saw the size of the airport, a tiny little building. We just arrived in Patagonia and Esquel. We are being blown around by the wind, and I'm in true California fashion wearing a jacket, being a wimp, and that is braving it. I was immediately stunned by the stark desert landscape. And the next day we took a train ride on the Trachita, following the footsteps of olden day trains transporting goods between cities. After a very quaint and rustic train ride through the Patagonian countryside, we arrived at the town of Naucalpan with probably about 20 inhabitants, and I had my early morning breakfast of choripan. In the afternoon, we made our first foray into Parque Nacional Los Alerces. We had some lunch by a beautiful lake and went up into the mountains for our first hike. And then afterwards, the Patagonian wilderness got to our heads and we jumped into glacier meltwater. Here we are, the boys of Esquel. It felt good having done our first hike along a sendero or trail called Cinco Saltos. In the evening, we walked around the town of Esquel and found some surprising things like a live band outside a music shop wearing, I guess, Japanese cartoon costumes, and had some wonderful steak and, of course, some well-deserved cerveza.